Hi, welcome to today's practice. We will be spending several breaths in each pose today, allowing the mind to quiet, the body to find stillness, and the breath to soften. We'll start today seated on our heels. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can sit directly on the floor in an easy cross-legged position. Wherever you are, let the hands rest down on the thighs. Allow the eyes to close if it feels okay for you. Letting the shoulders fall away from the ears. And letting the face and jaw soften. Maybe taking the next few breaths to set an intention for today's practice. Maybe you want to spend each pose expressing gratitude for the body you were given. Maybe you want to spend each pose in quiet meditation or even prayer, talking to God about whatever's on your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. And slowly open your eyes. Make your way to tabletop, and then we'll come into our first position from here. So we'll find lizard pose by taking the right foot to the outside of the right hand, letting the hips fall forward and down. Finding your place of stillness and relaxation here, or even rolling onto the outer edge of the right foot. Relaxing into your shape, letting the breath soften. An option to stay here or even bending the back leg, reaching back with the right hand to hold onto the foot, opening up the chest. And then if your back leg is bent, go ahead and slowly release the foot back down to the floor. Tuck the back toes, and then make your way into downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out the feet here. Rocking the hips from side to side. And then dropping the knees back down to the floor, and we'll find lizard on the left side. So taking the left foot to the outside of the left hand, letting the hips sink forward and down. And then an option to roll onto the outer edge of the left foot. Letting the body relax and the breath soften. And then option to bend the back leg, reaching back with the opposite hand to hold onto the foot, letting the chest open. And if your back leg is bent, go ahead and slowly releasing it to the floor, tucking the back toes, and coming back into downward facing dog. Noticing how you feel here. And then from downward facing dog, walk the feet up to the hands, allowing the feet to be hip or shoulder width apart, bending the knees as much as needed, and then allowing the torso to drape over the thighs, letting the neck relax, maybe shaking the head from side to side a couple of times, or up and down. And then allowing the hands to rest on the floor or even grabbing opposite elbows. From here, taking the feet a little bit wider than the shoulders, letting the toes point out, and then drop the hips down to come into your malasana or yogi squat. If you need a block underneath the hips, you can do that. Hands or fingertips can rest lightly on the floor or bringing the hands into prayer. allowing the hands to find the floor again, and then lifting the hips back up toward the ceiling, and then stepping back to downward facing dog. From here, go ahead and drop the knees back down to the ground, and we'll make our way into Pigeon or Sleeping Swan. Take the right knee to the back of the right wrist, and then let the right foot fall anywhere in between the left hand and left hip, stretching the leg out long behind you. If the back leg needs to be bent, it can be bent. If you need a prop underneath the right hip, you can do that. And then folding over the right leg any amount. Finding stillness and quietness here. Then inhale to come back up, and then make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. And then drop the knees back down to the floor. And we'll find that shape on the left side. So taking the left knee to the back of the left wrist and letting the foot fall in between the right hand and right hip. Letting the leg go long behind you. And then folding over the front leg any amount. Letting the breath soften and mind relax. And then slowly walking your hands back towards you and finding your downward facing dog. And drop the knees back down to the ground. From here, we'll make our way into puppy pose. So walking the hands out in front of you and then allowing the forehead to find the floor. And then if you want to bring more of the triceps into this, option to bend the arms, and then letting the hands find prayer at the back of the head. And then slowly pressing yourself back up to tabletop, and then sending the hips back toward the heels for child's pose. Taking just a couple of breaths here. And then making your way back into your tabletop position. And we'll thread the needle. So taking the right arm underneath the left, letting the shoulder and right ear find the ground. And then you can stretch the left arm out long. And then you can see if tucking the chin in towards the body is good for you, or having it more neutral. And then pulling the left hand back down towards the face, returning to tabletop. Maybe rock a little from side to side. Find a couple of cat-cow here. And then we'll do that on the opposite side. So taking the left arm underneath the right, letting the shoulder find the ground, the left ear. And then stretching the right arm out long. And then adjusting the right hand back down towards the face, pressing yourself up into tabletop, and then coming to sit back on the heels for a moment. And then making our way to half butterfly. So taking the left leg out long, right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. And then take the left forearm, place it down on the ground, and then reach up and over with the right arm. If you can grab the toes, you can grab the toes. You also have the option of just letting this arm rest behind the back, or even resting the head in the left hand. Find the position that works for you. We're feeling a stretch down the right side of the body. And slowly making your way back up, taking the right leg out wide, and then bringing the left sole of the foot in towards the right thigh, placing the right forearm down on the ground and reaching up and over with the left arm, feeling a stretch down the left side of the body. Remember, you can keep this left arm resting behind you on the lower back, or even letting the head rest in the right hand. And slowly making your way back up to center. Take the left leg back out wide. So now you're in this wide-legged straddle position. And then walk the hands forward, resting on the forearms, or even resting the head on a block. Feeling a stretch in the inner thighs. And slowly making your way back up, placing your hands behind you, placing the soles of the feet down onto the ground, feet wider than the hips, and then just let the legs fall from side to side. And last time on each side. And then making your way back to a easy cross-legged position, letting the eyes close, finding one last moment of stillness and silence before ending this practice. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then out through the nose or mouth. Again, inhale through the nose, and then out through the nose or mouth. Last time, deep inhale through the nose, and then let it go. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you for practicing with me today. Bye.